Disciplinary action against members of the judiciary was taken on just 42 occasions last year. The Judicial Conduct Investigations Office, JCIO, received 2,126 complaints in 2016/17, a drop of 18.5% on the previous year, according to the Watchdog's annual report.
So reading between the lines here, last year there was over 2,000 complaints against the corrupt judges and magistrates and whatnot, but there's been a drop of 18.5%, so if you round it up to 20, there's been a drop of 400, that's still 1,600 complaints, but they're trying to spin this as good news.
Almost half of complaints related to judicial decisions or case management, and most were not related to misconduct.
Again, the spin on the word there, they weren't related to misconduct or other criminal activities, although as we read on, we'll find out actually they were.
More than 400 complaints related to inappropriate behavior or comments, with a much smaller number for conflict of interest, criminal convictions and failing to meet sitting requirements.
There you go, straight off the bat, 400 complaints for inappropriate behaviour or comments, and again they try and spin it so it's a good thing, because look, we're not as bad as you might think we are.
Of the 42 cases where action was taken, 19 office holders were removed, 3 judges, 1 tribunal judge and 15 magistrates, and 8 were reprimanded. A further 15 were either given a warning or formal advice.
Again here, you've got to watch for the words they're using. 19 office holders. Now, the reason I mention this is because an officer, as you know, is a military term. So we're under military rule, we're under martial law basically, and we have been for a long time. This is why someone in the House of Parliament asks them every day, are we still at war? And they say yes, because the government is at war with us.
Of the 19 removals from office, 10 were dealt with under the summary process. This enables the Lord Chancellor and Lord Chief Justice to consider removing an office holder from office without further investigation in a limited number of circumstances, including criminal conviction, bankruptcy, failure to disclose information concerning suitability to hold office and failure to fulfill sitting requirements.
Okay, so there we've got more spin. Again, they're not as bad, apart from the fact that they were done for things like bankruptcy, criminal convictions, failing to disclose information, and one of the big things that they do at the moment, which is what we have to look into more, is the fact that a lot of judges, particularly on these eviction cases, also as a sideline, a family member runs a repossessions company, so they're deliberately making people get evicted so that their other companies can go and make money repossessing you, and if you're still there, taking all your goods and all that. So these are the sort of criminal convictions that go on in courts via judges and magistrates.
Stephanie Hack, joint head of the JCIO, said the low number of disciplinary actions, down from 75 2 years ago, was a backquote testament to the high standards of conduct maintained by judicial office holders.
So here, because the disciplinary action is down from 75 2 years ago, of course it was over 2,000 originally, but they managed to chuck most of them to the side, shows down from 75, shows the high standards that the judges and magistrates are all crooks. It's just they're not as crooked as you thought they were now, because there's not been so many complaints. Nothing to do with the fact that we just chuck them on one side and ignore them.
The highest number of complaints, 944, was made against judicial office holders on the district bench. A further 590 complaints involved a member of the circuit bench, which 122 were made against High Court judges, and others of a similar standing.
There's a little bit more truth for you there, isn't there? There was 944, of which 590 complaints involved members of circuit bench. 122 were made against High Court judges and others similar standing. So the High Court, where it's supposed to be a place to get justice, they're as bent as the rest of them. Simple.
Apart from complaints not containing an allegation of misconduct, the most common reason for disposing of a complaint was that it wasn't true, mistaken or misconceived.
I'm sure you know where I'm going with this one. I mean, come on. It says it in the wording there. The most common reason for disposing of complaints were they were untrue, mistaken or misconceived. In other words, you were spot on what you were saying, but we're going to use technical terms that means that what you've said and what you've witnessed is a load of bullshit anyway, and we're just going to carry on regardless.
Hack said a significant part of the organization's work was explaining to complainants they could not challenge the outcome of a case. She added that one challenge for the coming year is to promote understanding of its role within the judiciary and elsewhere.
So the whole idea is to explain that you can't challenge the outcome of a case. Even though you know it was corrupt, the judge was bent, the magistrate was bent, it was fixed, doesn't matter. You can't challenge the complaint. Can you see that we're actually slaves run by slave masters yet?